You're searching for control, for direction, for a feeling that your life is finally moving with purpose. But most days, your mind feels scattered before the world even wakes. You jump between tasks, chase distractions, and wonder why discipline slips through your fingers. Musashi understood this chaos. He didn't become unshakable by chance. He forged himself through a daily routine that cut through the noise and strengthened his spirit. A routine built on clarity, simplicity, and relentless intention. Learn it, and everything begins to change. Step 1. The silent rising. You're not lacking discipline, you're lacking structure. Before Musashi ever picked up a sword, his routine began the same way every morning. He woke before sunrise in complete silence. No talking, no movement, no distraction, just awareness. This wasn't spiritual theatrics. Musashi understood that the world becomes loud the moment the sun rises, so the strongest warriors claim the quiet that exists before it. When Musashi stood up each morning, he didn't rush. He didn't reach for anything. He simply sat in stillness for a few breaths, observing the state of his mind, not fighting it, not fixing it, just noticing. This was step 1 of his routine. Wake before dawn. Sit in silence for 2 to 3 minutes. Notice your breath and posture. Let your mind settle before the world touches it. While others stumbled into the day half asleep, Musashi entered it fully aware. He believed the first moments after waking decide whether a person leads the day or is dragged by it. You don't need a cave or a sword to do this. Wake slightly earlier than usual. Sit beside your bed. Feel your breath. Claim the quiet before the world arrives. This is where Musashi's routine begins, with silence, intention, and a mind that starts the day awake, not overwhelmed. Step 2. The blade of breath. After settling into silence, Musashi moved to the second step of his routine, sharpening his breath. To him, breath was not relaxation. It was a weapon, a tool to steady the mind before it had a chance to scatter. Musashi trained a simple pattern used by warriors for centuries. 3 slow breaths, each with a purpose. On the first breath, he allowed the tension from sleep to leave the body. On the second, he focused his awareness into his lower abdomen, the center of stability in traditional Japanese training. On the third breath, he set his intention for the day, cutting away distraction the way he would cut through an opponent. This rhythm wasn't dramatic, it was precise. Breath decides your state decides your actions. And for Musashi, action governed everything. He refused to let his mind race ahead of him. Breath was how he regained control. The second step of his routine is straightforward. 3 slow breaths. On the first, release tension. On the second, gather focus. On the third, choose intention. That's it. If you practice this each morning, even for 30 seconds, you'll feel the shift. The noise quiets, the body steadies. The day feels less like something that happens to you and more like something you're prepared to shape. Step 3. The walk of 10,000 senses. Once Musashi had claimed his mind through silence and breath, he moved into the third step of his routine, sharpening awareness. He believed a warrior's greatest advantage was not strength or speed, but perception, seeing more than others, noticing what others miss. Every morning, Musashi took a short walk, not for exercise, but for training his senses. As he walked, he paid attention to everything: the weight of his footsteps, the shift of air, distant sounds, shadows moving in the corner of his vision. Nothing was ignored, nothing was filtered out. This practice was known as cultivating 10,000 senses, a way of teaching the mind to remain alert without becoming anxious. He didn't force the mind to focus, he simply guided it to notice. Awareness without strain, presence without tension. The modern world dulls this ability. You walk with headphones on, eyes down, mind somewhere else. You're surrounded by life, but disconnected from it. Musashi refused to live that way. Every morning, he reconnected his body and mind through this simple sensory walk. Your version is straightforward. Take a brief walk. Put your attention in your surroundings. Notice sound, movement, temperature, rhythm. Let awareness expand naturally. This step isn't about being vigilant. It's about waking up your intuition, sharpening your presence, and reminding your mind that it exists in a real world, not just inside your thoughts. Musashi trained perception because he knew a mind that sees clearly cannot be easily shaken. This is the third pillar of his routine. Awareness as a daily discipline, not a rare moment of clarity. Step 4. The strike of intention. After sharpening awareness, Musashi moved into the most defining part of his routine. Intentional practice. Not variety, not complexity. One action, performed with complete focus, over and over until it became part of him. Musashi believed most people exhaust themselves because they scatter their effort across too many skills. He did the opposite. Each morning, he chose a single movement to refine. One cut of the sword, one stance, one transition. He repeated it until his body stopped hesitating and his mind stopped interfering. This was the heart of his discipline. Mastery was not in learning everything. Mastery was in reducing everything to its essence. Your version requires no sword. Pick one skill you need for your path. It could be writing a paragraph, practicing a posture, performing a single repetition of an exercise, or refining a technique for your craft. Do it slowly at first, then do it for a few minutes with complete, unbroken intention. The point is not achievement. The point is identity. You are teaching your mind and body to follow through, to commit, to act without hesitation. Most people fail because their effort is scattered. They chase 10 things and complete none. Musashi completed one thing so thoroughly that it changed the rest. This step of his routine is simple. Choose a single action. Perform it with total intention. Stop when your mind aligns with your movement. In time, this practice builds a mind that doesn't second-guess itself. The man who trains intention becomes the man who moves without doubt. Step 5. The discipline of creation. After training intention, Musashi turned to something most warriors ignored: creation. He painted, carved wooden sculptures, practiced calligraphy, and studied form and beauty with the same seriousness he brought to combat. To Musashi, the sword and the brush were not opposites. They were reflections of the same mind. He believed that a person who only trains force becomes rigid, but a person who trains creativity becomes adaptable. Art sharpened his awareness of balance, rhythm, and flow. It taught him how to remain calm inside movement and expressive inside stillness. This was not a hobby. It was part of his discipline. After physical practice, he deliberately shifted into a creative task to refine the softer skills that make a mind complete. Your version does not need to be art in the traditional sense. Choose something that requires presence: drawing, writing, journaling, carving, playing an instrument, designing, or even arranging your space with intention. The point is to train your ability to focus gently, without force. Most people burn out because they only use one side of themselves. Musashi avoided this by balancing power with expression, tension with release. The fifth step of his routine is this: engage in a simple creative act. No judgment, no goal, just presence. This practice strengthens the mind's flexibility, allowing discipline to feel less like pressure and more like flow. A warrior who can create becomes a warrior who cannot be broken. Tea doesn't second-guess itself. The man who trains intention becomes the man who moves without doubt. Step 6. The evening duel with yourself. As the day ended, Musashi practiced a ritual most people avoid. He confronted himself. Not dramatically, not with self-criticism, but with clear, honest reflection. To him, the greatest opponent was never another swordsman. It was the part of himself that avoided truth. Each evening, he replayed the day in his mind as if it were a duel. Where did he hesitate? Where did fear appear? Where did he act without intention? Where did he drift from his path? This was not about judgment. It was about understanding. You cannot correct what you refuse to see. Musashi believed that progress came from noticing one weakness each day, not from trying to fix everything at once. A small insight, repeated daily, becomes transformation. Your version is simple. Sit for 1 minute at night. Ask yourself 3 questions. What strengthened me today? What weakened me? What needs to change tomorrow? That's enough. No long journaling, no perfection, just clarity. Most people repeat the same mistakes because they never examine their day. Musashi improved constantly because he did. The 6th step of his routine is the quietest but most powerful. Meet yourself honestly. Growth begins the moment you stop turning away from your own patterns. Musashi ended each day wiser than he began it, not because he was gifted, but because he paid attention. Final step, the cut of no use. Musashi ended each day by cutting away what no longer served him. A thought, a habit, a distraction. He understood that a restless mind cannot recover, and a scattered night creates a weakened morning. He slept without noise, without excess, without carrying the day into rest. That is why he woke with direction. You don't need a sword to follow this path. End your day clean. Let go deliberately. The routine is ancient, but the strength it builds is yours.